All right, peace, peace, peace. Well, first and foremost, hopefully the most high house I was busting your day. Yeah, I was about to forget about this, man. Yeah, just like yeah, going to talk about this real quick, man. Hopefully, most high house I was busting your day. By His mercies, we are consumed. Let's go into this, man, because yeah, man, because we just talked about this that in Ecclesiastes 7:29 that one how like Jeremiah 6:2 how that one woman that 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 Solomon said I have not found, man. That's even like Israel per se, man. That's like talking about us as a people, as Israel as well. But also too, man, a lot of times like we just said, shout out to brother Sammy firstborn, like and other brothers I heard this too. When it's talking about the woman, a lot of times too in the word, man, it's not only just talking about the natural woman, man. It's talking about us, like it's talking about like Jeremiah 6:2, man, like Cause yeah, man. Cause I was looking at this earlier, reading Proverbs 9 earlier, man. But this is also talking about how Yahushua comes in the volume of the book, man. What things that he taught, the way that he lived, the prophecies of him, man. Cause he comes in the volume of the book, man. But when I first saw this, man, like when I looked at this earlier, I was like, okay, let's look at this, man. Cause let's look at this. It says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple. She knoweth nothing. For she said at the for she sat at the door of her house and on a seat in high places of the city. So yeah, exactly. So I always think about Jezebel about this too, because that like foolish woman, man, because wasn't she in the in a high place? She's sitting on the windowsill. So things that nature. I thought think about her too as well. But also too, let's think about this as well. Let's meditate on this. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple. She and knoweth nothing. For she sitteth at the door of her house and on a seat in high places of the city. So yeah, so what's this even going into? What's this foolish woman? She knows nothing. Let's go to Matthew 23. He's talking about the Pharisees, man. Because let's get it on a spiritual tip, man. It's talking about the Pharisees as well, man. Because then how should I call them fools? But let me say this too, because let me say this too as well. On a spiritual tip, because they didn't know the Most High house, they weren't a spiritual thing. The weightier matters of the law, like judgment, mercy, faith, mercy, judgment, things of that nature. They wasn't on that type of time. But on a natural tip, when things of that nature, these were very smart, intelligent men. But Yahushua, it was his greatness, the greatness of Yahushua, and much how faithful he was, devoted to what he was, and how good, how just wise he was. He made them look stupid. But don't get it twisted though. The Pharisees they weren't stupid men. They were very smart men. Don't get it twisted. They're very intelligent men. But Yahushua just made them look stupid a lot of times too. But they were stupid in the aspect they didn't really know the Most High Yahushua like that. They didn't know the Father. As they said we be Moses' disciples. So Matthew chapter 23 and verse because Matthew 23 and verse 3, because remember it said they know nothing. No, let's start at verse 7. We're going to go and bounce around with this. It says verse 7. He said, 17. It says, ye fools, ye blind, for whether is greater the gold or the temple of that sanctified the gold. Exactly. So because notice how he said so what knows how he said them fools, and he said a foolish woman. Yeah, so exactly. So but also too, let's look at this. It says they sit at she sits at the high place of the door of her house, who on a seat in the high place of the city. There wasn't the Pharisees, and we're sitting in the high place. That's what Sirach 3:19 says. The mysteries are given to the meek. That's what Yahushua said. The meek shall inherit the earth. The humble, the Pharisees were pretty much the opposite, total opposite of that. And let's go into this. Them going at in the high places. There, Matthew chapter 23, still saying 23 and going back up. Verse 6, and the upper rooms of the feast, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and the greetings and the markets, and to be called a man, rabbi. See, that pride. They love that. The sense of the esteem and praise of men, rather than that John 5:41, or that being like Daniel's beloved of the Most High house. They love the esteem of men, praise the man rather than the Father. So being not ye called rabbi, for one is one's your rabbi, even Christ, all your brethren. But yeah, they would notice how they was just like that foolish woman. They was in the high places. They but and they could notice, and as we read on, it says who is Yeah, verse what you call 'em, verse 15 to Proverbs 9 verse 15, it says, to call passengers who go on right their ways, who is simple, let him turn hither. And as for him that wants to understand, she said unto him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. So see, yeah, exactly. Let's grab this as well. Let's go Matthew 23 and verse 15, exactly. So, because it says, but he that knoweth that her but he that knoweth that the dead are there, and all her guests are in the depths of hell. So see, Matthew 23 and 15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye have compassed the sea and land to make one proselyte, which he is when he is made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Exactly, man. So that's the Pharisees, like, you got different Pharisees, because like shout out to Brother Chronicles of Judah, man, because he said, listen, all Pharisee is at the really end of the day is like a attention monger, man. There's somebody that just just like Sirach 20 says, he that puts himself with authority shall be hated. But these men were loved, but the Most High house in the heavens they were. But let me say this too. Not all the Pharisees were wicked, of course, but those the fractions that were, but there was a lot of wicked ones as well. But let me say that as well. But also too, but notice how it says the twofold child of hell, man. So then it say but he knoweth not that her guests are in the depths of hell. So yeah, because a lot of times too, because it's not just one fraction, man. A lot of times too, and that goes into how people that are before the word, that come after they come in the word, they're even worse. But this also too people that get wooed, and that's what we was talking about the other day, wooed and enticed. And a lot of times too, these different like Pharisee group, because I'm not just going to say one fraction. They're the Pharisees. No, there's many fractions of them, man. Different denominations, they make them just like it's cult like. They make them just like they make them just like you, man. This also too, they pray on the weak, they pray on it's any cult, man. It's any type of cult of things, people that want to be part of something, people that have been through traumatic experience, man. Or people that just want to be down, like want to be a part of something, man. That's that goes into as well. But yeah, man, but it says that but notice how it says, listen, but he that knoweth that not they are dead there, and her guests are in the depths of hell, man. So, but a lot of times too, but a lot of times too, it's not only that. A lot of times too, every flesh cleaves to his kind, as Sirach says. So, or certain everybody's in a lot. Certain people are just meant to be together. But yeah, man. But also too, man. What was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, I forgot what I was gonna say. But let's read this again, man. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, and for ye compass the sea and land, and make one proselyte. And when he's made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves." But yeah, so yeah, man. That's what it is. That's what they says. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and her guests are in the depths of hell. So yeah, being in the depths of hell, being of that Pharisee spirit of or of that Pharisee seed of that, very much is like the seed of the serpent. That's why John the Baptist said, "What ye vipers?" You did pretty much serpents, pretty like he said in Matthew 3. So pretty much that's just what it is, and also pretty much that's what it is in the beginning. Then the Pharisees started in the house of Saul. Pretty much like we always say, shout out to the brothers, a brother that online that said that. It stuck with me. Like the house Saul is the house. Pretty much the Pharisees, the house of Saul, and David, the house of David is your house shot, so that's what it is, man. So then from Saul, it came from, and actually, no, that actually brings me to the point. Stolen waters are sweet, and bread and eating in secret is pleasant. So yeah, man, even with Susanna, let's go Susanna real quick, man. Because this is where it's Pharisee started out of Babylon, man. So let's get it. Susanna chapter 1 verse 5. The same year were appointed two of the ancients of the judge of the people, but to be judges, such as the Lord spake of that wickedness that came from Babylon from ancient judges, and whom seemed to govern the people. That's why Matthew, and how shall I say in Matthew 23, he said, "You seem righteous on the outside, but in the inside, filled with dead man's bones." But that's where the Pharisees started as well. And also too, it says what we just read in Proverbs: "Stolen water is bread, stolen bread is better." That's going into adultery, man. And I speak as man because, I speak as man. Probably a lot of those Pharisees was adulterers, things in nature. Because Yahusha said, "What? Even the law that y'all giving, man, y'all say y'all the Moses disciples, but y'all not even keeping it." So yeah, so I would say that if I were a better man, but But yeah, but even though those Susanna, the men of Susanna, pretty much were precursors to the Pharisees, they were adulterers as well. So it all comes in how the Most High House comes in the volume of the book, and you know, yeah, man, that's just is what it is. And also too, like, spiritually adultery, because what the house says, then it says in where was that, when the Pharisees, they derided him, they pretty much, when Yahushua said, listen, you can't worship mammon, the Most High, and mammon, man, they said that they derided at him, they laughed at him, man. So they was worshipers of money. Well, you know why, because even John, let's go to John 11 for that, man, because you could tell, because they had a high place in Rome, man. So that's all I could tell, and they didn't want to lose that, man. So that's all I could tell. They worship. Let's look at this, man. John. That's how you could tell they did. John chapter 11, verse verse uh 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 verse 48. It says, if we because this is all power dynamics as well. Like we always talk about. Shout out to brother. This is from the assembly of firstborn. But it says, and one of them named I'm sorry, John chapter 11, verse 48. If we let him alone, thus all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall take away both our place in the nation. Exactly, man. And that's how you can tell, like, that 2 Samuel 3:1 is prophetic as well, man. The house of because what did it say second Esdras, that faith will wax strong, and second Samuel 3:1 says what? The house of Saul will wax and whacker. I mean whacker too, but wax let's just grab it real quick, man, because this was prophetic, man. Because but even still, it was prophetic, but still, the Pharisees had high positions. That's how you can tell too. They worship money, but 2 Samuel chapter 3 verse 1. It says 2 Samuel chapter 3 verse 1. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, and David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. Yeah, so yeah, waxed weaker and weaker, man. So that, like, second Esdras, let's go 2 Esdras 6, man. But also too, man, it's all this is like he tells the end from the beginning, and like in the beginning, it's all the same thing recurring, because this is the war between the Most High House seed and the serpent seed, man. Like that's what it is. Because Saul is what Saul is what pretty much Cain. Cain pretty much was a serpent. David's pretty much Abel of the righteous, man. Just like Proverbs says, the righteous is abomination to wicked, and wicked is abomination to righteous. All that is what it is, man. And same thing with the Pharisees and the Yahushua, man. So let's get this too. That's that waxing strong, man. Because David was up. No, we're gonna get that Matthew 23 real quick. Let's get 2 Esdras 6:26 real quick, though. 2 Esdras 6 and verse 26. It says, and gosh, where is it? I think. Or is it 5? Faith shall rise. I think I remember reading right. They shall rise strong. No, that's not it. It's on the right side. Let's look at that. What's that? Faith shall rise strong. Faith rise strong. It might be 36. Yeah, no, 2 Esdras chapter, what's this? 6 and verse, 7 and verse 34, I'm sorry. But judgment only shall, but judgment shall, only shall stand, but judgment only shall remain. And truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. I'm glad I said judgment here. So let's go Matthew 23 to close this out. For the buzzer beater real quick, man, and faith. Because, let's go back to Matthew 23, man, because that's pretty much was the house of David, and pretty much Yahushua, man. And, but this this all goes into that, man. That foolish woman. It says Matthew chapter 23 and 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay the tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment. We just read in second Edges. Mercy and faith. Oh, these ye ought to have done, and not to lead the other undone. So yeah, exactly. He says, judgment, mercy, faith, and that's all was the house of David. And Saul was pretty much the opposite. And yeah, man, that's just is what it is. That's why we just read in second Ezra chapter 7. Man, so in 34, man. So it's all is what it is, man. So when it says that foolish woman, man, that's how your house shot, the testimony, the gospel, new covenant, man, comes in volume with a book. Man, you gotta read it through the most high your house shot's perspective, man. Cause yeah, on the natural tip, yes, it's talking about a woman that a foolish woman that thinks she's everything, but so it's all just a reflection, man. Just how we think we know everything, man. And Ezra's even got to a point in that second Ezra 4, your mind going through too far in this world, man. So it is what it is, man. So hopefully this is edifying, man. So peace.